to me, an equally important aspect of the optimization, there's the mathematical and scientific aspect, but an equally important aspect is how do you implement these solutions? How do you manage the change? How do you communicate it to the drivers? How do you get them involved in this process? How do you make them feel comfortable that what you're recommending is good, and if it's not good, that they have a voice and they can we can have their input into this process. All of that becomes more important than possibly the optimization, and that's what you really need to do to address, the human element.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks. So any other question on route? Okay, thought, Puneet, maybe if you can, for just a couple of minutes, touch upon the other, what I'm assuming is the other big back office function tied to routes and fleets, which has to do with the billing. And how closely tied these are, and are these also in-house software, or these are typically third-party capabilities that are bought and then deployed?
Well, I tell you, every large waste management company in the world has tried to, implement an Oracle or an SAP or a PeopleSoft or what have you for billing. And it's a large industry, the waste industry. Obviously, it's a large industry, but perhaps it's not large enough where providers like the SAPs of the world have a scalable solution that works for waste companies. This is sort of public knowledge. Waste management tried to implement SAP in 2005. This was before my time. Spent $100 million, implemented it in one geography in 2007, failed miserably, and they had a big legal battle. And so when you talk to these big, providers like Oracle and SAP, given that they don't have a waste solution, what they try to do is fit, and that's not a bad word necessarily, but they try to fit, a utility type solution to it, right? So either an electric utility or a cable company. And this is different, right? It's very different than that type of utility, and it never works. So most of the solutions that waste companies have that I'm aware of are more, custom built solutions that are running on these legacy AS400, platforms using green screens. There's just a lot of, different rules and nuances and codes, etc., that go into this, and so it's always been, really difficult to implement a package solution. One would think that something like billing, you use a package solution, right? There's no value add per se in billing, but unfortunately in the waste industry across the board, that's not the case.
Okay. So if this is all, your view is in most major waste companies, this is homegrown software. Again, not acquired.
In the large ones, obviously the smaller companies, they use. There are lots of small companies that I don't even know what the names are, but there are lots of small companies that probably are providing this capability, right?
Yeah. In this back office space, is there a gold standard for a ISV, a waste specific ISV? That is extensively used and very well respected for their offering?
When you say ISV, you mean
independent
like software? Not really. As I said, SAP, Oracle, Siebel, PeopleSoft, Salesforce, none of them really have this capability.
I get that. Those are the horizontal ones, right? But when you hear names, we come across names like AMCS, Trucks. I can go on. There are 3 or 4 others which claim to be very waste specific, and also claim to have back office functionality. Some more complete than the others, right?
Right.